Let's get into something most guys hate to admit. Sometimes women play games not because they're confused, but because they're simply not interested, and don't want to say it outright. They don't want you, but they also don't want you to fully walk away. That in-between space? That's where the games start. Welcome back to the channel. If you've ever dealt with mixed signals, hot and cold behavior, or the "I'm not ready for a relationship" speech right after you just did everything right, this one is for you. Because you're not crazy. You're not overthinking. And no, it's not about you needing to try harder. It's about understanding how some women operate when they're not emotionally invested, but still want the benefits of your attention. This isn't about blaming women. It's about waking up and seeing the patterns for what they are. Women who aren't into you rarely say it directly. Instead, they'll keep you around with just enough effort to keep your hopes alive, while never giving you the real connection you're hoping for. That's where a lot of men get stuck, confused, frustrated, and second-guessing themselves. In this video, I'm going to break down the specific mind games women play when they're not genuinely interested. The subtle ways they test, delay, deflect, and keep you in limbo. Once you understand these games, you stop wasting time. You stop chasing clarity. And you start moving like a man who knows exactly what he's dealing with. 1. She breadcrumbs you on purpose. Breadcrumbing is one of the most frustrating mind games a woman can play, because it keeps you emotionally hooked while going absolutely nowhere. This is when a woman gives you just enough attention, just enough response, just enough energy to make you think there's still a chance, but never enough to move anything forward. She might reply to your texts, but takes her time. She may flirt a little, then disappear. She'll tell you she's so busy, but never actually makes plans. And the worst part? She never fully pulls away. She keeps dropping those little crumbs to keep you invested, but never offers the full loaf. The reason she does this is simple. She enjoys the attention, the validation, and the ego boost. You might not be the guy she really wants, but you're still giving her energy, and that feels good to her. So instead of being honest and stepping back, she keeps you hanging, knowing you'll keep showing up. Imagine a guy who's texting a woman he's into. She's not completely ghosting him, but she's never really available. She'll send a cute message late at night, maybe throw in a compliment, then go silent for days. Whenever he tries to meet up, she has some excuse. But then, just as he's about to give up, she pops back in with a playful, "Hey stranger," or a random emoji, just enough to spark hope again. That's breadcrumbing. And if you don't know what it is, you'll chase it. You'll assume she's just busy or that she needs more time. In reality, she's fully aware of what she's doing. She doesn't want a relationship with you, but she doesn't want to lose your attention either. So she gives you the bare minimum just to keep you close. The only way to break out of this trap is to recognize it for what it is. Stop rewarding crumbs with full meals. If she's not putting in real effort, don't chase. Don't reply right away. Don't act excited when she gives you low-effort attention. You're not here to be someone's backup plan or emotional support when it's convenient for her. When you stop reacting to breadcrumbs, you force her to either step up or step out. And either way, you win. You reclaim your time, your energy, and your self-respect. That's how you stop the game before it plays you. 2. She keeps you around for attention. Sometimes a woman has no interest in building anything real with you, but she still doesn't want to lose you. Not because she's into you, but because she enjoys the attention you give her. That attention becomes her emotional safety net. You're not the man she's chasing, but you're the one she turns to when she's bored, when she needs validation, or when her real options aren't working out. And here's where most men fall for it. You start thinking the connection means something because she laughs at your jokes, she responds to your messages, or she occasionally reaches out. But none of it leads anywhere. You're not getting effort. You're not getting time. You're not getting investment. Just little sparks of interaction that keep you around. What's really happening is that you've become her emotional placeholder. You boost her confidence when she's feeling low. You're the one who's always available. You're the backup. And as long as you keep giving without boundaries, she has no reason to change. She knows she doesn't have to do anything real to keep your attention. That's the trap. You're being used for attention, but you're calling it connection. The longer you stay in this dynamic, the harder it becomes to walk away. You start holding on to false hope. You start creating stories in your head about what it could become if you just stay patient. But deep down, you know, if she really wanted you, she wouldn't keep you waiting in limbo. She'd show up fully. She'd make it clear. Women who are genuinely interested don't treat you like a time filler. They value your presence. They reciprocate your energy. They don't rely on you only when they feel emotionally low or temporarily lonely. If you're only useful when she's bored, you're not wanted. You're just convenient. This is where you have to draw the line. You're not here to feed someone's ego. You're not a free therapist. You're not a part-time source of attention when the real guys disappear. If a woman isn't giving you real, consistent effort, you need to pull your energy back. Stop giving her the benefit of your attention when she's not giving you the benefit of her time. The second you stop being available, just for the sake of keeping her attention, you force the truth to the surface. If she truly values you, she'll step up. If she doesn't, she'll disappear. And that's exactly the clarity you need. 3. She talks about other men often. When a woman constantly brings up other men in conversations with you, especially guys she finds attractive, guys who hit on her, or guys she's dated, it's not random. It's a message. And if you're paying attention, it tells you something very important. You're not the one she's focused on. This move is subtle, but calculated. When a woman isn't interested in you romantically, she'll use the presence of other men in her stories to remind you, intentionally or not, that you're not in that category. She wants you to know she has options. She wants you to feel like you're not the only one giving her attention. And most of the time, she wants to see how you react. A lot of guys ignore this or brush it off. They think it's casual conversation, or that maybe she's just being open. But if you're really tuned in, you'll notice it's a consistent pattern. She brings up other men more than she brings up time with you. She talks about who texts her, who wants her, who flirts with her, but you're never the center of that attention. You're just the listener. This is a game. It's designed to test your emotional response and to keep you slightly off balance. Some men take the bait and start trying harder. They try to outcompete these invisible guys. They try to prove they're different. But what they don't realize is that just by reacting, they've already lost the frame. If a woman truly wants you, she's not going to throw other men in your face. She's not going to treat your presence like a casual sounding board for her dating life. She's going to focus her attention on building something with you, not making you feel like one of many. This kind of behavior is a clear sign that she sees you as emotionally safe, but not sexually or romantically compelling. You're in the friend zone or the gray area, and she's making sure you stay there. The more you tolerate it, the deeper you sink. The right move here is silence. Don't react, don't engage, and more importantly, don't validate her attempts to make you feel jealous or insecure. You're not competing. You're not one of her options. You're a man who knows his worth, and you don't stay in rooms where you're being used to boost someone else's sense of value. The moment you start to feel like you're being talked at instead of pursued, pay attention. She's not slipping up. She's showing you where you stand. Accept it and walk away with your dignity intact. 4. She delays plans without canceling. One of the most common and frustrating games women play when they're not truly interested is constantly delaying plans, without ever officially canceling them. On the surface, it might look harmless. She says things like, "Let's do it another time," or "This week's been crazy, maybe next week." She doesn't say no, but she never says yes either. What she's really doing is keeping you in limbo. She wants the option to interact with you when it benefits her, but she doesn't want to fully commit. And instead of being upfront about her lack of interest, she uses this constant delay tactic to avoid confrontation, while still keeping your attention on standby. This behavior creates confusion because it feels like she's not saying no, and that alone gives a lot of men false hope. You assume she just needs more time, or that she's busy, or that if you stay patient, it'll all come together eventually. But it never does. Because she's not actually planning anything. She's just buying time to avoid looking like the bad guy. What you have to understand is that when a woman is genuinely into you, she doesn't push plans back repeatedly. She finds a way to make it happen. She follows up. She makes the effort. She communicates clearly and makes sure there's progress. But when she's not interested, she'll keep things open-ended, vague, and someday focused. A lot of men waste weeks, even months, waiting for these plans to finally materialize. They keep checking in. They keep suggesting new dates. They think they're being persistent and respectful, but what they're really doing is allowing themselves to be strung along. If this sounds familiar, it's time to wake up. You don't chase someone who keeps you on pause. If she keeps delaying without rescheduling, that is the answer. You're not the priority. You're the backup plan, if that. You need to start reading behavior, not just words. If she says she's interested, but never shows up, then she's not interested. If she says she wants to hang out but keeps dodging the calendar, then she doesn't respect your time. It's really that simple. Stop waiting for a maybe. If she can't lock in a real plan, you lock in your decision and move on. Let someone else waste time chasing a ghost, while you stay focused on women who actually show up with clarity and consistency.